Hey guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Welcome back to the next episode of the F1 2000 modded career mode here on F1 2013. Thank you guys so much for the support on the series so far. I'd really appreciate it if we could hit 100 likes on this episode once again. The feedback has been awesome, and I'll just say massive thank you. So let's get into this next race here around Spa. Of course, a slightly different layout to what it was back in the day. It was a slightly last sector to the track than it is in this game here right now. But as I said earlier on in this series, you cannot mod tracks into the game, which means the United States, which comes up in a couple of races time, isn't actually United States, but it's a track which sort of feels a little bit similar, so you guys will see it when it comes around. It's not too surprising which track it is. Anyway, let's focus on our lap here around Spa. It is an awesome track. Most people see it as one of their favourite tracks on the F1 calendar. I'm one of those people. I really enjoy watching and driving on this track, but not so much in this mod. For some reason, the car, I don't know if that's just my wheel settings or something, just doesn't feel as nice to drive. Maybe if I was driving a Ferrari, it would be a lot more interesting, but yeah, I guess in the orange arrows, you're not going to have too much downforce through some of the parts of the track, at least where you need it. So, you probably saw just a second ago, I was using DRS, and lots of people have asked me about why I use DRS in this mod, because of course, back in 2000, nobody used DRS unless you lost your rear wing. So, the reason I use it is because the AI does. I've extensively tested it because I wanted to make sure that I was actually not cheating the system here, but the AI do use the DRS in a straight line and in qualifying, so I thought you're basically losing free time if you don't use it. So it's nice to keep to the realism all the time, but if you're just going to lose loads of time, you could be losing like 2 or 3 tenths of a second a lap of the DRS. So if I don't use it, that could be the difference between like 20th and 21st. Yeah. Anyway, we're 2 seconds down here. Not particularly the greatest lap in the world here, but we were sort of getting back into it. Basically, I normally record this series in blocks, so you normally see like 3 races are recorded in one go. That's the case for this one. I've recorded this one, the next race at Monza, and also the United States, in quotations, Grand Prix, which is coming up in about 2 weeks' time. So I think I'm going to continue this series weekly until the end, and I'm not really too sure. You guys have asked me what I'm going to do next. I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how it all goes, and maybe see some suggestions at the end of the series about current mods that could be on the market to go and play a career mode as. But anyway, there's our qualifying lap. Nothing particularly great, but as it wasn't that great, I decided let's switch up the strategy a little bit here, guys. Let's try and do something a little bit different. So what I decided to do is start on the prime tyres and then switch over to the options on lap number 6. Most of the AI are starting on the option tyres, pitting in lap 5, and then going to come in for these tyres I'm starting on. So it could be interesting. It could be a possibility, a possible way for us to get up the grid a little bit, but nonetheless, it's going to be incredibly tough because, let's be honest, as you've seen in qualifying, we just don't have the pace today. But nonetheless, let's get to the race here, guys. That's what you guys are here for. Can we score some points here today? Well, it's going to be incredibly tough, but we've scored points from further back positions, so this could be an interesting one. There's Pedro De La Rosa starting in 13th. We're down in 18th, only ahead of the really slow guys. So Mazzacane included, sorry mate. Anyway, so we'll look up to the lights here at the top of the screen here for the next Grand Prix of the season. Only I think 5 to go now. The lights are on and the lights are out, and away we go here for the next round of this F1 2000 season. Not particularly the greatest start in the world. Loads of the cars are sort of going to the inside of the track here, so down into the first corner. We're going to dive to the outside. There's lots of bit of a gap here, but then all of the cars are going down the inside. There's contact between myself and the Sauber there of Mika Salo. We haven't actually gained any positions out of that, which is pretty mental. But we're going to go side by side with Irvine and past. Yes, we're going to go to 16th place as we go to Eau Rouge. Oh my goodness, so nearly contact. We just about get through there in one piece in 16th position. Well, what a crazy start to this race then, guys, and hopefully we'll gain some more positions at the end of the Kemmel Straight here. We're looking to the inside here of the Red Bull Sauber of Sala. We're going to get him and also Mazzacane on the brakes there up into 14th. Now, Johnny Herbert is the next person on our list, and he's trying to go side by side with Zonta. Nearly going to put our nose in here, but we don't want to have contact, but then he's got sideways, and we're past him as well. Next up, Ricardo Zonta in his BAR, and he's gone through as well. So up into 12th position here. We could legit be in contention for points here today, guys. We'll see how this all plays out, but maybe we're talking a little bit too soon. Slightly wide there, so nearly hitting the wall there. Luckily we kept out of that, and it's now fingers crossed that this won't go. Oh, he's trying to go down the inside, this side by side. Zonta's trying to poke his nose up the inside there. He's not going to quite make it stick, but look at this again, guys. Zonta trying to be ultra brave there, trying to go side by side through there. That's a dangerous part of the track. So nearly a crash there. Luckily I realised he was going for it, because there's not really, for me at least, an overtaking an opportunity, but somehow there wasn't contact. We both stick now in 12th and 13th place respectively. So after that side-by-side action, you can see Villeneuve has started to pull out a bit of a gap. Let's see what it is through the sector split. Nearly a second, so Jack Villeneuve as well, he's dodged the slipstream a little bit here. Around here, you do definitely want the slipstream to try and close up to people. And without DRS, 8/10 of a second, that's quite far back, especially around Spa, where it can really sort of elongate it out because obviously you're going so quickly. So up to the final chicane, I think we're going to be all good there. So let's skip ahead to the second lap of the race. Out of Rouge and De La Rosa and Villeneuve have made maybe a bit of contact there because they're going so slowly. We just breezed straight past them and up into 10th place. Awesome stuff there. Not really sure what's going on there between those two guys. They were so slow out of Rouge there. Maybe they were trying to go side by side through Rouge, and it really impacted them going down the straight there. At least I assume that's what happened there. But anyway, next up we've got Ralf Schumacher, who's going side by side with a Benetton I can see just in front of me here. Doesn't look like he's got past him though. He's really putting the pressure on, but he's not quite got past him there. Let's skip ahead to lap number 3 here. You can see it's Fisichella who's battling with here, who's now the next car in front of me. We pulled out a 2-second gap on Villeneuve. We've really closed down Fisichella here. What's happened? I think some of them have changed around positions here. We're right up to the back of them here. Awesome stuff, but are we going to be able to capitalise on it? This only goes up to 7th place, so it's not actually going to be any points here if we get past these guys, but still, it's nice to be sort of battling with people where I definitely wouldn't have expected it at the start of this race. Of course, I hoped for points, or hoped for battling in the top 10, but expected it? Not really. As we head into lap number 6, you can see we've started to lose the people in front of me here, and Frentzen, who's actually already pitted, is actually just behind me here, so he's really charging. He was actually technically leading the race at this point here, guys, so you can see side by side with Frentzen. Button's the next car in front. We did start to lose quite a bit of ground to the cars in front, but they've already pitted. There's contact as Frentzen tries to go past me here. What is he doing? He's literally just there's more contact. He's just trying to close me out here. He's trying to squeeze me out and give me no space whatsoever, and we're pitting like we're not a serious competition to you, mate. So into the pit lane we go here, slow it down to the speed limit, and you can see him Button in front as well. He's somebody that we were sort of battling. He was in that group, which were battling that group of 3 just in front, but we have started to really lose them. The last people in the pit garage, I think it is here, so we're switching over here to those sort of harder compound tyres, and away we go here. 3.1 second pit stop. Ralf Schumacher still the car in front of me here, but as we exit the pit lane, we're 10th place and quite far behind the cars in front. But we have got rich fuel mixture now to our use, and let's keep our fingers crossed that we can do that, and hopefully we can close down the cars in front. But it is such a big gap. You can see they're nowhere near on the mini app. They're nowhere to be seen. You might be able, if you go full screen and full quality, you might be able to see them, but as we go to lap number 9, you can definitely see them because this gap has been coming down, guys. 1.7 seconds. We have really been putting in some okay lap times for our car here. The 52s, and what is that, Alex? What is that? Maybe I'm pushing a little bit too hard here, but we're in the fast fuel mixture, right up behind, not right up behind, quite close to Jensen Button here. 1.7 seconds, but you can see the fuel indicator is telling me I'm running out of that fuel, so you can see I'm going to have to start switching into the standard mix and also into the sort of lean mix because I'm not finishing with -1 lap of fuel. We all know that. So it's going to be a tricky last couple of laps to manage that, but you can see as we go to lap number 11 here, well, we've sort of lost them, unfortunately. We didn't have enough fuel. We didn't have enough tyres to close them down fully. The closest we got was about 1.5 seconds. So we did a good job. We closed them down. If we weren't so slow in the first stint of the race, there's definitely a possibility we could have overtaken a couple of those guys here with a couple of corners to go maybe. But the gap's up now to 3.5 seconds. So we're going to struggle to get anything better than 10th there unless they have a crash at the final corner. But that's quite unlikely for the AI. But we said 10th place at the start of this race. I'd say that's pretty decent. I mean, if you said that to Arrows in general, they'd take that. So for me, it's nice to get that sort of sweeping through the field and gaining loads of positions. But in general, not too happy. I wish I'd done a little bit better in qualifying here because I kind of felt there was a possibility of points here today, and well, they got away from us, and that's just through a bad qualifying session. So that is it for the race day, guys. You can see we're now across the line, confirmed in 10th position, and well, okay, that's it for this Grand Prix, but we'll keep our fingers crossed that in Monza next time out we'll have a bit more luck, and it's a bit of a high-speed track, as you might know, so fingers crossed we can do well there, because it doesn't matter too much about the arrows having no downforce whatsoever, where here at Spa you do sort of need that downforce from time to time. So Michael Schumacher wins, Heinz Halfrenten unfortunately didn't get that victory, Trulli in 3rd, Barrichello in 4th, David Coulthard in 5th, and Hakkinen in 6th are your points finishes, meaning that McLaren in general have lost a lot of points in the standing. So That's how it looks now. Michael Schumacher pulling out a bit of a decent advantage now. Quite a big gap, 16 points over Barrichello. Then Coulthard, Verstappen, that's us, Hakkinen. That's quite a close little battle. Frentzen, De Rosa, Schumacher, Trulli, Fisichella. Interesting, but it's really Michael Schumacher dominating right now. And as it's for the constructors as well, you can see Ferrari are the first team to break the 100-point mark in our little standings here on 112. McLaren now on 79, really starting to fall back. We're on 53 still. Jordan got a nice haul of points here today and now up to 37. BMW Williams on 25, Benetton on 15. BR Honda on 7 and 2 points for Jack and Salva respectively. So that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to go and check out some videos you're going to be seeing on your screen right now if you haven't done so already. I'd really appreciate if you could hit the like button on this video. We'll try and hit 100 likes. That'd be absolutely epic. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, have an awesome week, guys. And I'll have another video, fingers crossed, tomorrow. Not 100% sure what it's going to be, but there'll be something, I hope. Possibly. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have an epic day. See you next time out here. Goodbye.